Jeff. What you doing? You alright? Well, you should turn that frown upside down, because it's a beautiful day outside. Come on, let's go cheer you up with a good old game of one-on-one. Come on, man, you're really starting to bum me out, too. What's got you like this? Valerian. Valerian. Oh, I saw a trailer for that movie. That looks freaking sweet! A fun, visual sci-fi masterpiece. I'm gonna go see it right now! Hey Jeff, I just saw some new images for Thor Ragnarok and thought, oh gosh, great Abeloth, what happened? Valerian. Valerian? You mean the movie based on a French graphic novel that helped inspire George Lucas to create Star Wars? I gotta see that pronto! Hey losers, why do you look like you're constipated? Valerian. Oh god, not this crap again. You all thought that this movie wasn't good? Mm-hmm. Okay, well if that's the case, then why are all of you just sitting around here drooling? You made a movie review channel for a reason, right? So, get to work, rookie. Show that movie who it's messing with. Alright guys, how do we start this? You created this, Jeff. You lead the way. Valerian was released July 21st, 2017, and directed by Luc Besson. He was the creator of the fun sci-fi adventure The Fifth Element, starring Bruce Willis, Milla Jovovich, and the other ones. He's also behind one of the best kidnapping epics ever, Taken. I have a very particular set of skills. You're forgetting about some of his more action-packed or orgasmic films he helped work on, like Taken 3, Lockout, Taken 2, Columbia. Valerian was adapted from a French comic series as far back as 1967 and is a fun sci-fi adventure. It's possible it's one of the sources that inspired the great George Lucas, and by extension, other awesome modern sci-fi movies. It stars Dave DeHaan and Cara Delevingne. Don't she play the youngest daughter in that Pacifier movie? No, but she sure sounds familiar. She's like a model or something, bro. Moving on. The studio behind it is Styx Entertainment. They don't have too many films under their belt, but they do have well-known ones like Hardcore Henry, Bye Bye Man, Bad Moms, and a couple more. Yeah, we must move faster. Thank you, Jeffy. The budget for this movie was between $185 million to $209 million, and after the first weekend, they only made $17 million. Holy smokes! Holy moly! Holy shit! 17 million! Yeah, I know, but I'm not too surprised with all the special effects that they used. Start breaking down the damn movie! So, the opening scene is actually pretty good. Wait a second, what about spoilers? Huh? Yeah, you basically spoiled the entire movie in the last review without warning anybody. Alright, let's do a very quick non-spoiler. In a separate video. Whew, thank goodness. I don't think I could keep my mouth shut. Like this one part when they just do the damn review. It's like these guys have no idea what the hell they're doing. The first scene in the movie is actually really good. It starts off by showing the International Space Station adding one more country to it, and then years go by and more countries are added, and then at some point they meet their first aliens, and they join it as well, and then as the years go by, more and more arrive and join up with the station. I thought this was going to be the best movie ever by this point. They didn't even have any dialogue yet, but we could still easily follow. The International Space Station gets so big that the Earth has to push it away. Kinda like a bitch. Skip to many years later, and the International Space Station has adapted to hold over 1,000 planets. It is called Alpha, and has united so many species, races, and cultures. It's an excellent concept, and it looks beautiful. It looked so pretty. Unfortunately, this is where the movie really began to decline. I don't know, man, it looks alright to me. They cut to these gorgeous, peaceful, primitive blue species on a goddamn gorgeous planet that we all wish that we could just vacation to. Yeah, and then one of the blue people, I don't remember them mentioning the species names, except for the planet Mu. So, are they Muians? She feeds this, alien hedgehog some energy pearls, and then it just craps out dozens of energy pearls. They're trying to show us how peaceful they were, which basically told us that they're going to die. And sure enough, debris from a random space battle crashes into their planet with some bombs and blows it up. Why'd you stop? This is the exact moment that I knew that this movie wasn't going to be very enjoyable. One of the Muins that died apparently was a princess, and the explosion, caused her spirit to travel across the galaxy and get imprinted on someone, kind of like Twilight. And so now Dave DeHaan has the princess alien spirit inside of him, and they don't really explain that until later, and it's just ridiculous. We now get introduced to our heroes, Lowerline and Valerian. They literally explain their own backstories to each other, where they are in their relationship, and what type of character traits they have. They might as well have just looked right at the camera. Other movies do it too, but with these actors, it was worse. These characters are basically like super cops, and they meet up with these space marines on a planet to retrieve something. This part was actually alright. They have to use some kind of technology to access a market in another dimension where all these tourists go. That did give me goosebumps. Manly goosebumps, that is. They do display some pretty cool tech. They have these magnetic weighted bullets, a VR control system of somebody's body, kind of like in Real Steel, and some other weapons. And then we get to meet up with Jabba the Hutt. John Goodman. The alien gang boss. Whatever. Fuck you. Who cares? And then we get a really long chase scene after the deal went bad and Valerian got the item. Bro. Oh, and then they get chased by a beast from the other dimension, which they would need their other tech to see with, but whatevs. And then the Space Marines get eaten up by the thing while our heroes escape with smiles on their faces. Their lack of honor is disturbing. 1 second after they escape and the Space Marines are killed, Loreline says, "Dang it, they ripped my clothes. Bitch." And then Valerian makes a comment to the commander about how much fun that was. He's a very lovable character, kinda like me. Those guys, I swear. I should kick all their asses. Why can't they just enjoy the damn movie? Then we get more relationship crap, we meet a few other aliens, and then we are introduced to the worst things ever. They are a cancer to the film. These walking, talking, pterodactyl aliens finish each other's sentences? Yes, these characters are just like the gargoyles from Hunchback, the three witches from Titans, And I assume these dumb goofballs were put in there for the kids. They might as well have been minions. Don't say such things. Nothing is worse than a minion. Oh yeah, so Valerian has been having these odd dreams ever since the princess alien spirit chose his body. And then after that, Valerian tries to access some files, but learns that only a general has access to these files on a destroyed planet, which basically tells us who the villain of the movie is. If you couldn't figure that out yourself already. The general, played by Clickety-Clive Owen, has a meeting with the Jedi Council, the aliens, when the Melians burst in and shoot tons of harmless laser beams and noises at everyone, and they capture the general. And then we get another really long chase scene where Valerian gets to use some awesome tech. We almost get an awesome space battle, but nope. Valerian just gets shot down and crashes. So now Laureline must save him. We run into some cliches. She meets up with the talking pterodactyls that are a cancer to the film. And then she has to stick her head up a jellyfish's ass in order to really find out where Valerian is. Not joking. Which was lame, sure, but at least we got to see some cool underwater creatures. Yeah, but the movie glazes right over it. She finds Valerian, he doesn't say thanks, she gets mad, and cue forced conflict. And then she, sees some pretty bugs, but it turns out they were bait, and she gets captured like fishy, and then now Valerian must save her now. Then Valerian walks into a restricted no foreigner zone, which seems to mostly feature strippers. Think of it like a version of Jabba's palace. Again. I thought this was completely out of place and cliche, but they did use it to show off some of their best costumes and effects in the movie. The species that caught Laureline wants her to dress all sexy-like, and to also show us that they can be just as cool as Jar Jar Binks. Yep, and then we just kind of chill here for a while. Literally, they stay here for about 15 or 20 minutes. What was the plot again? See? However, this next scene is actually kind of cool. Valerian needs to find a disguise in order to save Laureline and avoid an international galactic incident, but he decides to watch a show first. Rihanna puts on some amazing moves, looks freaking awesome, and she can change her outfit on the fly. It's a very stunning 8-minute sequence. Turns out she's like a jellyfish humanoid alien that can turn into any species. It's so sweet. It's freaking awesome. She should have had much more screen time. And her name was Bubbles. No, not that Bubbles. The Jar Jar aliens feed the fat one. Valerian and Bubbles save Laureline. They have a lame fight scene, and then they escape down a garbage chute. I've never seen that before. And somehow, Bubbles got injured and killed on her way down the garbage chute. Thanks, movie. And we finally get back to the plot. Not again. What, bro? I don't remember what happens next, just like with the Mummy review. And then... Damn, I really don't remember what happens next. Do you? Just skip to the next part of the movie that you think comes next, man. Alright. It's as if it was cleared right away from my head. Let's just jump to where our heroes run into the Melians, who turn out to actually just be peaceful refugees. They finally start wrapping up the plot of the movie. They explain what happened to their planet and how it was blown up 30 years ago. I was so engaged during that story that I wondered, the thing on the end of my shoelace is called an aglet, and is the thing at the end of my jacket called the same thing? Or is it something different? That's not a joke. That actually happened. The story itself isn't actually that bad. Humans were engaged in a battle over the planet. They lost a lot of humans. They eliminated the enemy and destroyed the planet, knowing that there was life on it. And you're never gonna believe who did it. The general, or commander, or whatever the hell they actually call him in this. They seriously switch from general to commander quite a few times, I think. Oh, thank you, Dwight Howard. It's almost over. The general wakes up. He's an asshole. The alien race wants to rebuild their planet, and they want forgiveness, and the general just tries killing them all. And then these robots that we meet earlier that look just like droids from Knights of the Old Republic and are black attack all the humans and soldiers in millions. Valerian and Loreline kick ass and save everyone. That should be the end of it, but then we have to see our heroes fall in love with each other and kiss, and then the movie finally ends! Yes! Yeah! Yes, we've done it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yay! Yes! We made it! I love you guys! Hold up, guys. I've still got one last thing to say. Valerian, A City of a Thousand Planets is an all-out, gorgeous, fantastic-looking film. But it's hard to not get bored while watching because all of the interesting stuff is cast aside in favor of our bland characters and a good plot executed poorly. The score and soundtrack in the movie isn't even that enticing or memorable, which in a movie like this would have extremely helped. It had so much potential to be great. I had a feeling that I wasn't going to like this movie, but I at least gave it a chance. In the end, I would give it a 3 out of 10, a D, or a 35%. I'd say it's worth a watch just to see the brilliant effects, but for no other reason. Your friend that's into sci-fi is likely going to buy it, so just borrow it from him or her and save your money. Thanks for watching. I'm the Rookie Critic. Peace out.